One important lesson that we all have to learn, and I learned it at an early age, is that you cannot convince the convinced. Well, that sounds kind of confusing, so let me explain what I'm talking about. You know, I remember growing up and probably in my teen years, I had some friends where we disagreed and we were probably just getting into our own about the world and about society and how things should be. And I remember that I thought my arguments were very logical, but I had one or two friends that just couldn't see my point. And it became a point that no matter what data, what facts, or what information I would bring them, they really just didn't want to listen. They didn't want to look at it. And it came to a point that I was frustrated at home looking for, well, what else? So I got to see this and finding more research. Well, in discussion with my mom, she just said, son, there's a point where you got to realize that you can't convince the convinced. And I said, that's confusing. What does that mean? She says, some people, if they're convinced, they will make themselves blind to what may be the truth, or just they don't want to hear your side. And they just want to believe what they believe. And there's a point that it's only going to make you more frustrated to try to reconvince them, to try to open their eyes. And probably now's not the right time to bring them that argument. You can pray and hope maybe that they, over time and as their years grow or whatever else opens up to them, that the truth will come out and that they'll see it. But there's a point to where all you're going to do is bring yourself frustration. Well, we have to face that in business too. So we have employees that sometimes we have to realize that they're convinced on certain things. We have to measure whether they're coachable and that's affecting, or they're working within our guidelines and with our value system. But as leaders, we have to do that as the people that are leading us, and sometimes by our employers. And we have to have the ability to say our arguments, but there's a point that even we have to realize that we can't convince the convinced and not allow it to frustrate us. And then from there, we just make our best decision on what's best for us. So that's my lesson for today. Thank you. Follow me at the following links below. Buy my book, Shortcuts Get You Lost, a leadership fable on the dangers of the blind leading the blind, at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and now on iTunes. Thank you.